Hi, everyone. This is Jeff Johnson with IntelliCore. And today I'm going to talk about the same thing a lot of people are talking about. Is it time to move to the cloud? So for the last several years, actually, we've been hearing studies and research papers and case studies about whether the time has come or not. They look at different aspects of service offerings that are available. But I think I can safely say that now the time definitely has come. It's not a question of whether you should move to the cloud or not. It's really a question of how quickly can you make an organized transition. So one of the reasons why people seem to be a little confused about what it means to move to the cloud is because the cloud isn't just one thing. The cloud is really a lot of different things. In fact, if you move something to the cloud, all it means is you're running the same program on somebody else's server. That's really sort of an oversimplification, but that's what the cloud is. It's just somebody else's server that you're running services on. The advantages of moving to the cloud are that someone else is taking care of managing that infrastructure. You don't have to worry about the cost of the hardware, the operating system updates, the technical staff to make sure the cables are all plugged in correctly. All those kinds of things are taken care of by other people. So when I say it's time for small businesses to move to the cloud, I can actually be a little bit more specific than that. There are a few areas of business where it absolutely makes sense today, and you should be definitely looking at it. The first is your website. If you have an on-site web server and you're hosting your website on a machine that's in your box somewhere, you're making a mistake. You really should have that web service or that website hosted on any one of the thousands of websites that are available today. The second thing is your email service. I think it's pretty safe to say that there's no economy in having your own Exchange servers now if you're a small business. I know a lot of people are running their small business with a Gmail account, and that's fine. But if you have more than just a couple of employees, you really want to have a mail service of some type. Office 365 or G Suite are both really good alternatives to having your own email server. So the second thing is you want to move to the cloud would be your email service, right? That would be your calendar and your team connectivity, things like that would all be part of the G Suite or Office 365. The second thing, or the next item, are shared documents. A lot of small businesses have a file server sitting somewhere where they're sharing documents on. It's sort of like having the filing cabinet sitting down in the basement where everybody goes down to grab the papers when they need them. There are better alternatives today. Even if you do want to stay with that same sort of model of just having a file space somewhere, OneDrive for Business or Google Drive both offer good alternatives to having an on-site file server. And for most applications and for most of the things that small businesses do, it's a better solution than trying to maintain your own server. If you want a little bit more robust solution, you already have that available probably with an Office 365 subscription, and that would be a SharePoint site. SharePoint offers a lot of advantages over just having a shared folder somewhere on a drive, and that's something you should talk to your computer consultant about, is maybe migrating your shared data over to a SharePoint site. And if you do have line of business applications or applications that you need to run your particular operation, it's very likely that those businesses are going to run fine in a cloud-based server. In fact, even if you can't run them as a service somewhere, you can almost definitely virtualize the server and put it somewhere where it's protected in the cloud. And I say protected because a lot of people are under the impression that when you run something in the cloud, that makes it less secure in some way. Well, the fact of the matter is people like Rackspace and Amazon and Microsoft, they spend billions of dollars a year more than you do on network security. I can guarantee you that Rackspace has more firewall power than you do. So there's no real security risk in moving an application to the cloud. In fact, it makes all the sense in the world. So, sort of to recap, you definitely should have your website hosted in a cloud server somewhere. Your mail services should be hosted with a cloud-based solution like Office 365 or G Suite. Your shared documents can be on OneDrive or Google Drive, or if you want a more robust solution, use a SharePoint solution. And if you do have other business services that are not covered in that list, you can run that server itself as a virtual server in the cloud somewhere. So the time's come to move to the cloud. You really should take a look at all of the services that you're running on premise now and see if there's a better alternative in the cloud. Again, this is Jeff Johnson with IntelliCore. I hope this information has been useful. Have a great day.